Max Get More presents Customer Loyalty Summit and Tharani Consulting presents Customer Engagement Summit.
Hello and welcome to one of the most coveted industry platforms, the 10th edition of Customer Fest Show 2017, which has two tracks running parallelly to each other. The Customer Loyalty Summit, which is presented by Loyalty Rewards Management Private Limited, and the Customer Engagement Summit, which is presented by Tharani Consulting. The theme of the summit is Navigating the Intersection Between Loyalty and Customer Experience, conceived and managed by Kamikaze B2B Media.
Let's take a look inside where the inaugural lamp lighting ceremony is underway.
It gives me great pleasure to extend you a very warm welcome to the Customer Fest India 2017. I'd also like to thank Harish and team Kamikaze for doing this wonderful job, stupendous job of putting together this wonderful event every year. And as was mentioned this morning, it's wonderful to note, Harish, that you've had a successful, wonderful run of 10 years so far. So congratulations. Last year, this event grew into a grander format, and you added a summit that focuses exclusively on consumer experiences and relationship management. And so now, this event is pretty much a cross interactive platform that has its focus on customer across industry verticals, and it's an area where all of us could come every year and learn from each other. So it's been a very beneficial event for not only organizations that are providers of loyalty services, but also organizations which have customers at the center of their heart.
So how would it be if you could peek into your customers' brains? What would you look for? How would it be if you knew exactly why they bought your product, why they loved your brand, and why are there others that are still buying from the competition? In the next hour, we are going to talk about the hidden brain processes that control our behavior, about the love affair between our brains and brands, how to motivate our customers, and how to make it easy for them. Why neuroscience? And why neuroscience in business? There is a field called consumer neuroscience or neuromarketing that has been rapidly evolving because marketers always wanted to know what's going on in their customers' brains. And those of you working in the market research probably know that people don't say what's in their minds, yeah, and they don't do what they say they do. So I don't know about India, but in Europe there is a huge difference between the results that we get from focus groups or surveys where people say that they're going to buy, that they're going to have a certain behavior, and their actual behavior and the sales results and their behavior in store. Furthermore, researchers say and psychologists say that around 95% of our decision-making process happens at the non-conscious level. That means that the things that we are aware of and the conscious processing that goes in our head is actually happening on a short list that our subconscious or non-conscious brain feeds up to the higher level, the higher cortex level, the consciousness, so that we can, make some decisions. That's why, let's say this is how our brain works. Yeah, a lot of processing goes under the consciousness level, and this has a high impact on our behavior as consumers.
Some of the brightest minds in the loyalty space spoke in various panel discussions in the first track, Customer Loyalty Summit presented by Max Get More.
Millennials per se are people who are born broadly between 1980 to 2000. So when you talk about a millennial mom, you mean an early mother, like a young mother?
Apparently by 2021 in India, 64% of all consumers will be millennials, which is huge. So India will probably be the youngest country in the world with a huge set of consumers who are millennials.
There is no such thing as a millennial mom, okay? And I think one of the big problems all of us as marketers have gone through is we tend to generalize so much because it makes it much easier for us to market to a certain segment. But the world has changed so much to the point that now we really segment any consumer group into behavior-based segmentation rather than geographic or psychographic or even demographic. All of that doesn't exist.
Even where you have the mom or the bua available, the world has changed so much that their perspective is no longer, entirely relevant in how you want to bring up your child today and the environment in which that 5-year-old baby is growing up today. So therefore what has happened is that this has created a very different set of influencers for her. And this set of influencers is actually her peer group, other mothers.
This segment of consumer have much higher expectations in loyalty program. I mean, their vision of present and future benefits for them that a brand can bring is actually much, much stronger. However, it has a good side, meaning that once you are able to reach their expectations, their loyalty to a brand or a product is actually bigger, stronger than my generation. Hopefully, I'm not a millennial there. So meaning that the impact of a well-targeted loyalty program actually is stronger than on the older generation. And finally, the other key impact is actually that you can rely on them to actually make some noise, which was actually the big, big difference with the older generation.
The marketeer's guide to building brand loyalty in a digital era. And of course, look at, we've got great practitioners of digital marketing and loyalty here. So look at, what are the headwinds, tailwinds that affect digital marketing and loyalty, and what are the small fine-tunes, hacks that we can probably share with each one of you, right, going forward.
Loyalty alone cannot solve a lot of issues, a lot of fragmentation which we are seeing in our industry, or every brand is seeing. Therefore, it needs to evolve. But the fundamental question comes, is the customer looking for a reward or no? Yes or no? The answer is undoubtedly yes. A lot of debate is around, is experience the new loyalty? My answer is, experience alone cannot drive everything.
There is an entire different social engagement channel, media and plan that we have, which doesn't sell at all. So that is where we are reaching out to customers and we are trying to build a digital experience which is, I would say, reaching out to them as an individual more than a potential customer. And that becomes even more relevant when you're building experiences for brands which cut across B2C and B2B.
In this world of hyper-connected customer where customer is online, offline, to various mediums, various channels interacting with you, I think it becomes an important element when you look at building loyalty. So I think you would agree that most of the organizations have this huge appetite for getting customer insights and they are ready to invest a lot of money behind this. And over a past decade, the data analytics as a field itself has evolved. What we see is that you are able to predict whether the customer is going to churn or he's going to stay with you, or what you could do to make him more happy and stay with you for a longer period of time. But this now is changing. Apart from just seeing whether he's churning or staying, it's shifting towards building customer loyalty and building this at a very low cost and with low noise. And that's where the data becomes extremely important.
59% of the research happens online before we actually contact the supplier, or let's say Maruti. It's very true for industry to industry, same for telecom as well. So how do you tap into those areas, those 59%, because when the customer is trying to making their decision almost and maybe contacting Maruti or let's say Ericsson for telecom only for the pricing or a specification fine tuning that thing. So you are losing the game.
Big data is still way to go in India. I think we started our baby steps. We started collating data in different forms. We've been exposed to a lot of things all of a sudden at one stage. We've got social media happening, we've got our own data interpretations happening. We're converting from standard formats to digital formats. Therefore, there's a lot of digitization, and even the government is promoting it. So there's a lot of digital deluge of data that is happening right now. In my definition, big data will be the next step to it, when people start taking out meaningful insights out of it.
There is no concept of loyalty and all of that. Organizations' responsibility is to understand the consumers deeply and every time make available to the consumer what he wants. That process is called a loyalty program. Your job is really to make sure that you have a program that will capture data well enough. So that's why you need a program. That's why you need to give up, points and all of that. Is just stitch all of this together, the activity.
The customers are now used to instant. They're looking at something which is going to come immediately. It's going to be there on the table. I'm at the store. I want it here and now, or I'm shopping. I want it now, or I'm dining. I want it now, and that has come through this whole e-commerce evolution, which as a country we have gone through, and the whole digitization space.
Even banks, I'm not seeing the way they leverage big data. So big data was a buzzword, say probably 2 or 3 years back, but I'm not sure how many people are really leveraging big data in the way it should be leveraged. Similarly, there was a lot of talk about NFC driving loyalty, but again, NFC, we have seen that there are huge challenges in terms of actually implementing NFC. So some of those buzzwords which were there in between years, I've seen them dying out over a period of time. So all in all, I think it's more data-driven communication, data-driven engagement which is driving loyalty, and less of points-based loyalty, which is what is driving people's engagement today.
The challenge clearly is how do you combine these programs? Can you combine them into one? Can you maintain the brand names? Can you have common currency? You need point exchange mechanisms. It is complex, but I think people are wanting to go that way because they see the benefits of consolidation.
How do you use the consumer data to create a pull, rather than just wanting to push rewards, points and communication to your customer? How do you actually create a pull for the consumer by using the data? I think that's the biggest difference that I have seen.
Customers are not really loyal. They are just using the same company or the same products or choosing the same services over others because of habit, because they're used to do that and they don't want to change. So then if you want to build engagement and to grow that in your customers, you have to reward them.
As an organization, your job is really to understand the consumer, stay 2 steps ahead of what he wants, figure out in advance and make it available to him and earn his business every time. Your job is to understand the consumers deeply, and for that you need the data. You need a lot of data which will help you analyze, predict what the consumers want, and then keep staying ahead of the curve and make available to the consumer what he needs before he knows that he needs it.
For each company, so whether they are divisions or different brands, have some commonalities in terms of the values and what they stand for. So it is beneficial to have an enterprise-wide program, not only for customers but also including the channel, integrated channel management across all, right from your dealers to your end retailers, and the actual customers who would then reap benefits and then demonstrate their loyalty back to the company.
Platinum partner, Amazon gift cards. Silver partners, Accentive, Convergitics and Directions. Customer Loyalty Awards presented by Max Get More. Customer Experience Awards presented by Zendesk.
The second track of the Customer Fest show, Customer Engagement Summit, presented by Tiragni Consulting, was equally well represented by experts who weave their magic around customer experience and centricity.
On how customer experience is becoming a strategic differentiator in their vertical, in their companies. What are some of the examples that they are taking? How is the company structured reflecting the change that it is becoming a very strategic input into the design of the organization?
We're trying to do, and we hope this experiment really succeeds, is sort of weaving the best of the West with the core of India and, translating it into Seva Bhav. Okay, so that's something that I'm working with actively, because there is really no customer experience unless you have, the last mile delivery by a customer-centric person. The other part to it is, customer experience used to be one of those lip service kind of words, okay? So everybody who's anybody, including the CEO, if he knew what was good for him, would always say he's a customer-centric and he values customer experience. Push him into a little scenario where on Monday morning he looks at his data and he finds the top line isn't coming in and everything goes straight out of the window. And then it is bombarding, spamming, pushing SMSs, not allowing empowerment at frontline and so on and so forth. The good thing about India has been, in the last 10 years, there's been a dramatic increase in the fact that, yes, we understand that now customer experience is a survival strategy.
The health insurance sector is growing at a rapid pace in India, almost 30% CAGR. So as the awareness goes up, the health care expenses inflation is almost 10 to 15% year on year. So healthcare expenses, especially in big cities, are going up, as most of you would experience. So people are realizing the value of taking health insurance beyond what you get from your companies through the group insurance platform and things like that. Because as you grow old, and with the health care expense inflation in India, it will become very important in the later years for you to have this cover, and that's what the whole industry is sort of after.
We believe we are getting into a new era of customer relationships. Customer relationship could be start from a phone call coming in, and remember, when a phone call coming into customer center, the customer already has an issue or could have a question. There is already a need. Again, the panel talked about, the previous panel talked about, hey, there are 3-4 parameters that failed and customer is calling. But why would a customer really call? Because they couldn't find information that they need. That means probably the businesses are not providing information to the customer where the customer is there. It's not about you asking customers to come to what you provide. Are you operating in those channels where the customer is really in? And that changes the perspective. From asking consumers to come to your website or to mobile app is fantastic, but that era has changed. If you are a business or a brand conscious business, you've got to get to the channels where the customers are.
For us, everything is transactional, everything is valued in number of zeros and the number of commas you have. But at the same time, when, Anil, you spoke about inside out, it's for us, the on ground, the feet on street, they are huge. Yeah. What is their understanding of what the customer wants, or is it just a sales target for him? Yeah. So those are things that are challenges. That they are reality. They are challenges for us, for a employee who has a target of maybe randomly 10 lakh worth value of PL to sell.
The human brain stores memories in a very funny manner. It does not store it in a linear fashion. It parcels it out in little pieces and puts it in where it thinks is most efficient. So when you recall memory, what we call as episodic recall of memory, you recall it after layering it with your own biases, right? There's a confirmation bias, there are other biases that come into play, right? So you basically recall experiences based on what you think that has happened. So the person who is actually gathering experience from you has to have the capability to understand what are these biases, how do you separate the noise from the actual content.
Customer experience versus customer engagement are two different things. Customer experience happens at each touch point, like they said. At every one of your touch points, every one of those micro moments, customer experience happens. It is a micro management that you need to do, which is what people in the financial industry and credit industry need to do, because you need to be able to manage those experiences. How you manage those succession of experiences across the lifetime of the customer is what needs to customer engagement.
Traditionally, all brands which have succeeded, and I was just recalling with a panelist earlier, like Citibank's entire card division was built on successive innovations. In fact, theirs was a planned innovation where they worked backward, much like Japanese manufacturers would, launch a durable, you've heard of things called VCR, right? I think at least you would have heard of it, some of you. So they were called video recorders. You would get a base model and you would think like, wow, I've got a VCR. And in the next month, there'd be one with one little extra button. We said it has a pause button. Actually, they were knocking features back. They had designed something to be launched 2 years later and just bought this stripped down model, which is now pretty commonplace with phones and things like that. So Citibank did that with loyalty programs where they built it on innovation. But there's a flip side to it. While there's a huge amount of novelty that innovation brings in and there's a lot of uptake, today with technology, today with skill sets being common and knowledge coming on the internet, it gets duplicated very, very quickly. So time to market is very short and therefore there's a loss of value.
Loyalty is the only foreseeable tool that you have which can actually deliver 4 things for the brand or for a company. It should be able to shift competition clients. It should be able to help you in acquisition. So shift is a very important role that loyalty plays. It should be able to lift. We should be able to go back to our existing customers and have them, through our loyalty channels, enhance the share of wallet. So it should shift, it should lift, it should retain.
One of the key expectations from the customer is that you will be able to add some value on the portfolio that he is handling. And therefore, we preempt it by taking a report to the client. So the interaction that we have is as per the expectation. And this is, of course, based on the feedback that the analysis that we did on what our customers expect. So there is way to actually even not just make an impact on the data ex post, but even while you're on it.
Right.
The 2-day fest also gave the show partners to showcase their products and services in the pre-function area. Let's have a look at their respective booths.
So you can measure, as an organisation, how customer-centric is our culture and how much attention we pay to customers versus some of the best companies in the world. So that's kind of a new way of thinking about this, because we know that the leaders of an organisation are the people that will create the environment where they can create a good customer experience. Without that, then it doesn't work.
The single largest strategy that an organization can do in today's experience economy is to figure out how to segment their customers on the basis of their desired experiences, or what we call as experiential segmentation. That really is if that single shift, in my mind, will lead to a huge impact in how organizations view customers and how customers get the desired experiences that they want from brands and organizations in the long term.
We have seen an explosion of chat being adopted big time. We have seen message, which is a new way of centering a customer-centric approach, where WhatsApp, Hike, Line, and a bunch of other messaging tools. So it's about going to where customers are rather than asking customers to come to you. That's how we build the customer-centric approach.
Purely engagement which is driving loyalty today, while of course points is there at the back end, but it is how do you engage in these 3 platforms of social, local, mobile, which is really delivering value for the brands.
Platinum partner, Amazon gift cards. Silver partners, Accentive, Convergitics and Directions. Customer Loyalty Awards presented by Max Get More. Customer Experience Awards presented by Zendesk. Zendesk presents Customer Experience Awards.
Well, with the belief that the award for work well done is the opportunity to do more, and the recognition is the greatest motivation, we bring to you, ladies and gentlemen, tonight the Customer Experience Awards and the Customer Loyalty Awards to acknowledge, reward and celebrate nothing but excellence. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here. Of course, we are really overwhelmed by seeing this constellation of dignitaries and guests present with us tonight. We would like to begin with the first category, which is the Best Customer Experience Award of the Year, and the recognition for the financial sector, banking.
Citibank.
For the non-banking Best Customer Experience Award of the Year, the award goes to?
So the award goes to Reliance Nippon Life Asset Management.
Next segment is the retail e-commerce, and the winner is?
The winner is Flipkart Internet.
Automobile sector,
Yes, absolutely.
it's Mahindra and Mahindra.
Congratulations.
Okay, so for the travel sector, we have SOTC Travel Services as the winners.
All right, so this one is the best use of content marketing to enhance customer experience. And we have the winner names right there.
The winner is Tata Technologies Limited. Best use of insights to enhance customer experience. And the winner is
Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail.
the best use of technology to enhance customer experience. There are two winners. VFS Global.
And the joint winner in this segment is?
Jet privilege?
I'm sure all of us. The next segment is the best customer experience transformation.
The award goes to Lenovo India.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we move on to the set 2 of Customer Experience Awards, where the first category under this set is Best Customer-Centric Culture. The award goes to?
The first winner is Samsung India Electronics Limited. And the second winner is BMC Software India Private Limited.
Well, the next category on my list is Best Contact Center. And the award very much goes
And
to?
the winner is DHL Express.
Well, the next category of the evening is Best Omni-Channel Customer Experience Initiative.
The winner is Infinity Retail Limited.
Best Digital Customer Experience Initiative.
Yeah, we've got a tie here. The first winner is Customer Relations, HDFC Life, Digital Servicing. joint winner is Drive Track Plus Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited.
Best customer-centric company.
And there are two winners again. The first one is Samsung India Electronics. And the joint other winner was Pantaloons.
The best customer experience leader. And the winner is
Ramita Vikram, Head Quality, Risk, Business Continuity and Customer Experience, VFS Global.
If you look at some of the big brands like Coke or any of these things, the reason why they have been able to create such a big loyalty base for themselves is precisely because they have been listening to consumers and doing a lot of things which are at the social cause and hit the light spirit of the consumers. So that's where I think it's going to play a very big role in creating that empathy which consumers have with the brands, not just a transactional loyalty but more emotional loyalty.
Even if you have a person who's a loyal program member, he is going to begin his purchase cycle with a search behavior with Google. Then he's going to go into a review and analysis of that portion. Then he's going to move into a price discovery situation. Finally, he'll walk into your store, right? And while you might do great things in store, once they declare, hey, I'm a loyalty program member, here's my card, you're platinum, oh, I love you so much. But all throughout this customer journey, you cannot be ignorant. Right? And that's the role that technology has to play.
There's been tremendous explosion of how much data is available to us today thanks to social media, to CRM tools, technology. This puts an immense responsibility on organizations and brands to view data with a lot of accountability and what action they can take to really serve the customers better. I think there's a wealth of insights available in terms of what customers have been doing in the online space or the offline space by using the transaction data or even browsing data that is available to you. Big data can actually be very useful in designing solutions to serve consumer needs. And it's important to mix that with consumer speak to see what are those pain points merged with actually data that you see consumers demonstrating in your ecosystem and see what you can actually do to solve the customers.
Max Get More presents Customer Loyalty Summit and Teragni Consulting presents Customer Engagement Summit. Platinum partner, Amazon Gift Cards. Conceived and managed by Kamikaze B2B Media. Max Get More presents Customer Loyalty Awards.
The second segment of the evening featured Customer Loyalty Awards, which recognize organizations across industries for their achievements in driving excellence in customer loyalty.
Well, the first category, ladies and gentlemen, in Customer Loyalty Awards is the Best Loyalty Program in Retail Sector, Large Multi-Brand Format.
So the winner is Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail Limited.
Best Loyalty Program in Retail Sector, Single Specialty Format.
The winners are Big Bazaar Profit Club, Future Group. The other winner is Kaya Limited. So the best loyalty program in the automotive sector goes to Mahindra & Mahindra.
loyalty program in the B2B sector.
And the award goes to first Tata Technologies Private Limited. And the next winner in the same category is Syngenta India Private Limited for Pragati program.
Well, the next category is the best use of social media to enhance loyalty.
Joint winners. The first one is Shoppers Stop Limited.
And the next winner is Raymond Rewards.
Best use of technology in a loyalty program.
And the first winner is SR Fleet Plus. And the next winner in the same category is Birla Cellulose Grasim Industries Limited.
The best use of partnership in a loyalty program.
Joint winners here, Axis Bank for Edge Rewards.
Second winner is Payback India.
The best direct marketing campaign.
So the first winner here is Dish TV.
And Shoppers Stop.
The best use of data analytics in predictive modeling. And the winner is?
Joint winners. The first one is Hexaware Technologies. Mahindra and Mahindra Limited. The third one is Shoppers Stop Limited.
The best rewards program.
Axis Bank Limited for Edge Rewards.
Best channel loyalty program. And let's hear out.
Joint winners again. The first one is Dr. Reddy's Labs Limited.
And the next joint winner in this category is?
Perfetti India Private Limited.
Outstanding contribution to the loyalty industry. Well, as the magnanimous category goes,
For someone who's been in this for 25 years, a personal friend, Guruji, Ramesh Iyengar for Select Direct, completing 25 years.
we bring you on to the creme de la creme categories of the evening, and the first category under this segment would be the Loyalty Team of the Year Award.
Very closely fought last two categories, both of them. Max Get More.
The next category is Champion of the Champions, the loyalty program of the year.
So the champions are Jet Privilege.
I would like to thank all the jurors, the organizers, and most importantly our partners and our customers. We have a lot more to do, lot more to learn, lot more to innovate and make the entire journey, make the entire experience rewarding for our customers. So excited to be receiving this award and look forward to doing a lot more work in the loyalty space for our members, for our partners.
Last but not the least, few words from the man behind this grand event, Mr. Harish Bhatia, founder and chief executive officer of Kamikaze B2B Media.
When nobody understood this subject of customer loyalty, engagement was out. Engagement is very recent, last 3-4 years. Now engagement drives loyalty. Way back 10 years back, when I started this, some of the folks said, customer loyalty, what is this subject, what are you going to do about this? Then I said, this is the future, this is where everybody is going to move in. It's a long journey, and today when I see all of them here in this 10th edition, some people I looked up to who have grown old and they supported me all the way back 10 years and they said, this is the future, Harish, we believe in you, go ahead, do this. And today on stage, when I call them, it was the other way around. They were the ones to tell me that you saw this 10 years back. And today this platform, for something which is just a concept, it's not even a product, in a very, very niche industry to survive 10 years, it's a long journey.
Max Get More presents Customer Loyalty Summit and Teragni Consulting presents Customer Engagement Summit. Platinum partner Amazon Gift Cards. Conceived and managed by Kamikaze B2B Media.